Okay, guys, so this is officially long sum, short sum. It is April 5th, Tuesday morning, and guys, crypto is doing some things that it likes to do. And what I mean by that is a quick pump and followed by some sideways movement for a fourth wave and on down. So let's look real quick at the markets before we dive into our five assets today. We've got Bitcoin at $46,500, trying to hold that after a quiet pump this morning to 47K. We have Ethereum sitting right under 3,500 at $3,483. You got BNB in the number 3 spot, sitting at 454.92. And Solana at 133.05 in the number 4 spot. And rounding out the top 5 is Terra Luna at 118.17. And right on the outside of number 5 is our beloved darling XRP at 82.4. So that is what is going on right now. Nothing too crazy, but let's dive into the charts to see, because I'm not so sure this is going to be a longer episode of long sum, short sum little segment here. It might just get short because the charts are starting to play out what we have been waiting for. And what I mean by that is downward movement. We have been waiting for downward movement, and I believe it might be happening right now. So I show you that 5-minute candle. Here you got Bitcoin sitting at 46.2 right now. And this is also kind of why me and the show here, I'm really trying to see how and when I'm going to put this show together, because doing the show at 9 affects what actually happens in the market. Because you see here, we get these down movements every time around 8:30 to 9:30. You get your quick opening movements, and Tuesdays are normally big, heavy trade days. So we're starting to see an ugly reversal after that pop up, and it's starting to play out as expected, as I have been waiting for a pullback in not just the Bitcoin, but also in XRP and other assets. Why? Because here's our parabola that's been going on for a while. We've been riding that, living the dangerous life, and I believed that that Bitcoin eventually was going to break this sometime this week and then work its way down, possibly to one of these S3 areas, more likely hitting between 38K to 36K. I believe that is definitely a possibility because there's a lot of bullish momentum going on. You got Bitcoin Miami in 20 of 22 here happening this week. So you have a lot of buy the rumor, sell the news. So I think a lot of people are so excited that they're trying to long. And I think the market makers this time has said, we're going to go ahead and take those pockets from you. So you see a little break up to 47. And we're now back testing this channel, but I believe we eventually come back down, fake breakout over the parabola, and come down to finish this full movement at least $42,000. Probably a fast liquidation, what they'll call liquidation wicks based on leverage and margin. I could see Bitcoin coming down to, again, nothing is different than yesterday and the day before, looking at least our S2, which is support on the weekly, and coming down maybe a violent wick to 38K. As we start to move right now, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit for you so you can get a good idea of what we are seeing right now. Boom. So as I said here, your parabola just broke literally on the hourly. Now it's broken before. Okay, so it doesn't mean just because it breaks it goes down, but it needs to break, back test, then come down. So this break back into the parabola here gave us back a bullish signal, but now we're breaking through and we're under that weekly pivot, and we just went under the daily pivot. Okay, so we have this whole retracement here that has not finished playing out, and at least that part of the retracement you're looking for if this comes back into the channel for Bitcoin. Okay, again, $42,300 is the minimum target when this begins to break down, because here you got the RSI breaking down again on the daily. This is an idea that we are looking at and have been waiting on, and I think Bitcoin Miami get people excited and then dump on them. So that is what I'm seeing. It might start today. I'll be looking for a scalp trade sometime this evening, this afternoon, heavy, and try to see if we can get some good play. And if I can pull that, I'll start to show some of that trade margin for you there and see how that played. But this is what we're looking at for Bitcoin to play out, which is obviously if Bitcoin goes down, it affects the rest of the market. And the rest of the market being XRP, guys, which I have been waiting on for this to play out. I really thought this morning that XRP was going to bounce right here. I mean, it looked like it was bouncing and heading up, and I was like, ooh, I might long. But I wanted to wait because this seems to still be playing out again with the Bitcoin Miami thing going on. I think we're going to stretch out wave 4 before we come down. You got a double top here happening. Let me, I'm going to show this real quick. There we go. Breaking down right now to 82. You can see it sitting right now. I have been waiting since this back test of 87 for it to come down to get to 73. Now, if we get to 73 cents, that is on the back of, I believe, Bitcoin going to $36,000, $38,000. A little break under 40. We might see some relief in those longs to come down to 73. And that's kind of what I'm trying to see happen. Depending on where this is, I might short this down. I am not crazy bullish in the short term because of all the news that's supposed to be coming out. You hear Apple is, supposedly buying Bitcoin. The Bitcoin maximalists push that all the time. You also got apparently another country announcing it and so forth and so on. So we'll see here what happens with the news to push it. But right now, Bitcoin is already down $1,100 in the last hour and a half. So XRP is in the same ballpark. It back tested the pivot, the 1702, and I could easily see it coming back down to at least, guys, we're going to see 77 cents for XRP, which would be a back test of this wick earlier, where it's at 77.8. So we might come back, but I really am expecting 74 cents for XRP. 74, 73 cents to go ahead and flip this, get some panic, but then fire out of there. And I said nothing different a couple days ago. So that is my XRP here. Let's jump into what's next. Shall we jump into Ethereum? Ethereum is what I'm seeing. Let me make sure I'm clear on this. Right now in Bitcoin, I am not super bullish. I am short term. Well, I'm long term bearish as far as the rest of these years play out, and really bearish here in the next week or two. And then I think we head towards 50 to 55K on some retrace. It could take a while. However, I am hardcore altcoin excited right now, waiting for this to happen in this darling of XRP. If we can make a decision here and hold 81 cents, that means Bitcoin will hold 40K. If this happens, we are be good to go. But I am expecting market makers to push this down. So that's how I'm going to play this. Why? Because when I look at Ethereum, for instance, guys, Ethereum right here, you can see it is working its way up to the resistance zone, slowly grinding up. And I think this will break out and head this way. Okay. But this area is what we're looking at possibly for a back test. If this happens. So where would I see a back test? Well, I do not know yet, to be honest, until this finishes a move to see. But if this breaks down, and I'm going to show you, see this parabola right here? Okay, let me flip this around. You see this parabola? This is Ethereum. It fired off of here again, and it's got some room to run, okay, before it has to go down. So could it reject and then come down hard, back testing a 3100, or really and honestly 2735? Okay, that's about $800 down, $600 to $800 lower than this level. But if Bitcoin again dumps 4K, right, or 6K, XRP dumps another 10 cents from here, okay, 5 to 10 cents from here. What's not Ethereum dropping down another, what percentage is this? Let me show you. Oh, I already am on price range. So if we get up here and we come down, that's a massive 30% drop. That's a lot, right? So in reality, if this breaks down here, more likely we back test $3,100 because people will think it's 3,000 or lower, and the VPVR backs that up right here with a nice sandcastle. So this area between 32 and 3,000 is our hard area that we want to hold and make sure we do not break below. But again, if Bitcoin breaks below the S1 of 44 hard with the quick wick and keeps going with volume under S2, then we could see Ethereum also break down. But right now, Bitcoin is ranging, allowing altcoins to kind of get that momentum, and then we will get there soon. Okay, so right now, again, across the board, I'm seeing the correction play out as we speak, but the RSI is being pushed down. Things are resetting. So could we have a fake pump over Bitcoin? If I'm a market maker, I'm dumping Bitcoin this week. If I'm a market maker, okay? Again, it's hard to make those decisions. without multiple confirmations. So we want to look at the volume, the RSI, and kind of the overall trend. And right now, that's what I see is on a couple things. So not even that. I mean, shoot, Litecoin just did my back test, so this could go faster than I think. Litecoin, I was looking at least a back test to here, but here's my thing with Litecoin. Okay, Litecoin has officially rejected, and you guys know where I am, off that 0.5. So actually, it rejected off the 702, came down and hit the 236, and now it's rejected off the 0.5. So if this rejects off the 0.414, which is for Litecoin, 124-ish area, okay, right under 125, if that rejects, I see Litecoin coming down to 117. So I am watching because things look like they need a pullback, a bottom to kill momentum for people and then go forward. And that is what I am seeing in crypto across the board, that we might get a little pump, but then just dump, and we haven't had that for a while, and we have some gaps to fill. So I think that is. So Litecoin is something I'm looking at because it's about its time, and I think a little bit pullback here, and we might get one of those moves we've been seeing across the board in other cryptos, right? So Litecoin is right there. I know there's not a lot of movement. I know there's a lot of selling along that a long time ago, but I wanted to speak Litecoin because I see it getting to areas that we might want to pay attention to. So again, it looks like it's going to try to back test 125. If that rejects off that, which is looking likely, we're looking at least 117 as the first entry. More likely maybe a back test of 115, but really when you back test the two wave completely on a pullback, that is a 111 to 110, all depending, guys, on how deep Bitcoin pulls back. And why are we going to get some heat for Bitcoin? Well, the Dow Jones, okay? So the long map on the Dow Jones, this is way far, so I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning of time. However, what I am going to look at here, let me see here. What I am going to look at is the fact that we are back testing a ascending triangle, okay, and our MACD, what I call it, our moving average ribbon. I almost said MACD ribbon. Our moving average ribbon, which gives us a good idea of that. This is the 3-week time frame. So I'm going to zoom in real quick, craziness onto the hour. Okay, so now that we've zoomed into here, we understand that this blue line is our back test of that ascending triangle, ascending that it could be a fake breakout. So I just want to show you guys where we're sitting on that movement right here. Okay, so this is our top at 36,000, and our bottom, local bottom, was 32.2. We have a good chance again that we ran up to try to test the 35.5. We didn't quite make the 702 retracement, but I do not think in the short term that this is a quick break. So could we come back down and test 3,300? That's 2,000 points lower on the Dow this week. We could. Something could happen that would cause the Dow to move down to back test 33,000, and the Dow and the NASDAQ matches and follows crypto. Well, crypto follows these guys. These are the big dogs. So we want to see, because the RSI is sitting at 50 right now for the Dow Jones. So it's right there. So we're again at an explosive move where the quantitative easing and the reserve, they're going to push this market forward to break these massive resistance, or do we need one more pullback? And again, across the board, crypto looks like it wants a pullback, but I thought the same thing on Thursday before we fired up. Okay, so we could be at that point where everything is beginning to look bullish, then it reverses on you. But in the charts, everything is looking bearish, right? At certain points, short term, right? So that is what I'm looking at. I believe in the short term, we could have just had our mini correction as I speak right now. It might not need to go all the way to these targets because it's pulled back enough. And that's the thing. When anything pulls back enough, it could be. But I'm expecting, because the hype around Bitcoin Miami 2022, buy the rumors, sell the news, to see what breaks this week. So overall, this is where I'm at on long sum, short sum. We talked about we spoke about Bitcoin, which I said I am looking for a possible low move to at least 42,000, and we looked at XRP and said that we're looking for a move to at least 77 cents. Ethereum, we looked at a move trying to try to back test $3,200. Litecoin looking at a back test of possibly 117, and the Dow Jones looking at a back test of probably 33,375. With that said, crypto is crazy, and I could be completely wrong, and this could fire in the other direction whenever it wants to, because I am not a market maker. But this is what I'm looking at over the next 24 to 48 hours to see kind of a pullback, maybe a quick rip of a sell, and get people going. But you never know. I could be completely wrong. We could be moving forward. But just in case you're curious, every single night, Monday through Friday, on Twitter, which is at New Creation Cap, I will post our daily reports. At 7 p.m. is XRP, 6 p.m. is going to be Ethereum, and 5 p.m. will be Bitcoin. Every single day, I'll do some analysis on those just to kind of see where we are on the overall market. Okay, so I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me today on long sum, short sum, and that's we're going to call that a section. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow along, hit that notification bell, do the social media thing. And guys, thank you so much. This is long sum, short sum. Share this if you're down for it. Let's get up out of here.